Hey everybody, it's Tyler from Green Mountain CrossFit. Welcome to our judging video. We run a couple of events every year. If you're watching this, you have probably signed up to be a judge at some point along the way. So, this is meant as a quick overview. What does it mean to be a judge? What's your role? What are the things that you need to know and think about as you go through the day? The role of a judge at a competition is to ensure a level playing field. We need to make sure that everybody is meeting certain movement standards, and those are going to depend on the category that they're in, the movements that are happening. All of those will be explained specifically according to each workout. Your job as a judge is to make sure that people are meeting those standards so that we can effectively compare them to each other, whether it's an individual athlete or a team. If we have somebody who is not meeting the standards, then we cannot say that they have or have not done the same amount of work in the same amount of time as somebody else. So your first and foremost role is to ensure a level playing field. That means that you are not necessarily the athlete's friend. That doesn't mean you have to be a dick, but it does mean that you need to be very clear with them. Right? So what are your logistical responsibilities? In general, as a judge, you are going to need to watch each and every movement to maintain all of the standards for that movement. Every movement typically has at least a couple of different standards that you're watching for. Some of them are easier to see than others. So you need to be on the lookout for what those are. Number two, you're going to be responsible for counting reps. You need to make sure that the athlete completes the assigned workload. Or if it's a timed workout, an AMRAP style workout, you need to know the count of the reps that the athlete did. Your count as the judge is the count that matters. The athlete may have a different count in their head, but your count is the official count. So if you did not count the same number of double unders that they did, you need to let them know that they need to come back and finish those before they move on, as an example. You also will be responsible in some workouts for recording times. There may be either tie break times or if it's a set workload type of a workout where you're performing the workout as fast as possible, you'll need to get the finish time. At the end of the workout, logistically, you are also responsible for getting the athlete's signature on the scorecard. This validates the score. It says that the athlete agrees with your count and your score that you've written down on that scorecard. Once the athlete signs that scorecard, that is binding. If they have any further disagreements about the score, they've already agreed to what you wrote down, they need to bring that to the head judge at the event. Best practices as a judge. Number one, confirm that you have the correct athlete in your lane. Athlete name, team name, sometimes people end up in the wrong spots. It's good to have everybody where they're supposed to be at the right time. So make sure that you've got the right team in your lane and that the name is recorded properly on the scorecard. Number two, review the standards with the athlete or team. Ask them to do a couple of sample reps. Some people will have range of motion issues. If they can't lock out a particular joint, have them show that to you so that you're not calling no reps when they really are going to the full extent of their range of motion. If you're judging the CrossFit Games or Regionals or the East Coast Championships or something like that, there's going to be a more strict set of standards for what is and is not lockout, things like that, very specific movement standards. At a fun level competition, a small local competition, we just want to make sure that people are going to their full extent. So have them show you some sample reps, make sure that you both agree that they've met the standards to the best of their ability. Number three, review the format and ask for other questions. Make sure the athlete or the team is clear on how the format of the workout happens. Make sure that there are no lingering questions or logistical issues that they're unclear about. Everybody should understand everything coming into the workout. We are testing their fitness. We're not testing their ability to problem solve a logistical explosion on the spot. With that in mind, it is also not your responsibility as the judge to manage their equipment. So if they have questions about how to manage the equipment, or if there are equipment changes that happen mid-workout, adding or removing weight, changing equipment, things like that, they should know what they're doing ahead of time and know that you are not responsible for that. The only time as a judge that you would change or move somebody's equipment is if it is getting unsafe, if their equipment is wandering into somebody else's workspace or endangering the safety of other team members or athletes in the area. Communicate clearly. This is big. You're a judge in a competition, there's a lot of cheering, it's a noisy, chaotic environment. You need to be very clear with your athletes, especially as they're working. Count good reps for them out loud is sometimes helpful. Agree that maybe you say every 5 or 10 good reps. When you give them a no rep, be very clear, be loud, be clear with your voice, use large hand gestures. Make sure that they understand that there was a no rep or that whatever they did not meet the standards. With that said, give them, at a local comp such as the ones we run, give them a 1 rep benefit of the doubt. If there's a rep that's questionable, meaning maybe it met the standards, I'm not quite sure, they were moving quickly, give them that rep as a benefit of the doubt, but give them a warning. Maybe they need to squat deeper, maybe they need to lock their elbows out more, maybe they need to get the med ball a little bit higher up on the target. Any of those things can be questionable reps easily. Excuse me. Easily be questionable reps. So give them 1 rep benefit of the doubt. Let them know why. Beyond that, if they cannot fix the problem, give them no reps. You've told them what it is, continue to remind them what the issue is, but if they can't fix the standard, those reps no longer count. They have been warned. These are things that are going to help you out as a judge. Watching the clock, keeping the score, getting the athlete's signature are the biggest logistical responsibilities. Clearly communicating with your athletes on a variety of different levels. And really, at the end of the day, your job is to maintain standards so that we can ensure a level playing field. That's best for you as a judge, that's best for the athletes, that's best for the spectators. Everybody has a much more enjoyable time when the judges do a good job. So, with that, thank you for signing up to be a judge. Thank you for sticking through nearly 7 minutes of me babbling on about these things. And we will see you at the event. If you have other questions, please don't hesitate to email us or catch me at the gym and ask. We will release workout standards specifically for the various workouts separately so that this doesn't turn into a 2-hour-long video. Right? Thanks, and we'll see you at the gym.